Frontier Airlines terminating its 5-month pursuit of a merger with Spirit Airlines this week as Spirit got together with JetBlue and struck a $3.8 billion deal to merge instead. Spirit touting the deal that would create the 5th largest airline in the country. Joining me right now in a Fox Business exclusive is the CEO of Frontier Airlines, Barry Biffle. Barry, thanks very much for being here this weekend. We so appreciate it. What went wrong? Was this about price or something else? Why would this not go your way?
Well, thanks for having us on, Maria. I guess the reason why it didn't go our way in the end, obviously, the Spirit shareholders voted to go with the JetBlue option, and it was kind of a choice of kind of cash versus the ability to participate in the upside of the travel recovery, and they chose the cash today. But unfortunately, that cash won't be paid until they consummate a deal. So, look, I think that it's disappointing for Spirit shareholders in the long run. But today, maybe they don't feel that way. But it's definitely a loss for consumers because they're going to pay more money when the costs go up at Spirit, and they're going to have to pay a lot more for it.
And you believe that customers are going to be paying a lot more for the price of a ticket if, in fact, this deal between JetBlue and Spirit goes through. Why will we see inflation? The price of an airline ticket's already up almost 40% year over year. You think it'll go even higher?
Well, look, I think the price of tickets are up for a variety of reasons, but namely from the price of fuel, right? And with fuel prices where they are, airlines have to pass that straight on to the consumer. And so that's a big driver. There's also other inflationary things that are hitting the industry. But the big thing that's happened is structurally you have significantly lower capacity than you had in 2019. And so you would have expected by now with GDP growth, you would have had significantly more capacity. So you have constrained capacity, and that's leading to more pricing power for the airlines overall. And so that's why fares are up, and they're probably going to stay up until you see some kind of relaxation of fuel prices. But that's why Frontier is so important to consumers. And while we're disappointed that the deal failed, I think J.P. Morgan said it best. We've been handed the keys to the low-cost kingdom because 95% of the capacity in the United States will have costs that are 40 to 90% higher than Frontier. So that means if you're a consumer and you want low prices, you're going to be coming to Frontier. And if you're an investor, then that means you're going to be looking for growth with someone like us because we're the only one with a clear path to growth. We have no real natural competitor of any size and scale once that deal goes through.
So what will you do in terms of getting that scale that you were looking for had you gone with Spirit? I mean, are you looking for another deal?
No, so right now we're focused on organic growth, and we are set up in 2023 to grow 30% over 2022. And we have the ability over the next 4 to 5 years to double our size with our fleet growth, and we'll triple our size in the next 8 years. So we have a lot of organic growth, and we look to take advantage of the opportunity that I mentioned, where, again, 95% of the capacity in the U.S. has got costs 40% higher than ours. So I think consumers should want us to grow so that they can have more affordable air travel.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned consumers and more affordable air travel because with the growth that you're talking about and even the price of a ticket having gone up so much, consumers are not getting much for it. I mean, there's been cancellations, pilot shortages. What's the problem with all of this messiness at the airport lately?
Well, look, there's a lot of different factors. I mean, earlier in the year, we had significant air traffic control disruption that actually hit us as well. I mean, it was probably our single largest challenge back in the spring. A lot of that has subsided. I think the FAA has done a good job of actually marshaling the resources they needed. Many of the recent challenges, I mean, they haven't affected Frontier. We were 99% completion over the 4th of July holiday. We've actually had our best operations in July in our history. So we're not in that, but I know that some airlines are having still some staffing challenges that are impacting them. And I think they may have overscheduled relative to what their capabilities were from a staffing perspective. But it appears that it's finally getting under control for most of those airlines. But again, like I said, if you're looking for affordable and reliable travel, it's probably time to come to Frontier.
Well, look, the Senate wants you and your colleagues in the industry to pay for it. They're ready to put fines on your industry for all of these cancellations. Are you expecting to pay a fine?
I would hope not. I think as we understand the issues and and look at it. I mean, there may be some that clearly overscheduled and knew they overscheduled. I think, I think that maybe they need to look into that. But if we really want to get down to it, if we're going to find everybody involved, there's a lot of people involved. There's airports that have a responsibility here and how they manage their gates. There's air traffic control components. There's airline staffing components. So I mean, I think if you want to start divvying up fines, it's going to get a little interesting. I think what might be more productive is have a conversation about what are causing these challenges and what are causing the issues. I mean, the pilot shortage, for example, is one that, it can be, helped by the government and what actions that they take. So I think one of the things that we could do is just have a conversation about how do we create the safest trained pilots. And I'm not sure we have the right setup for that today.
Well, it's a great point to make, Barry. Thanks very much for making it. We'll see if Senator Elizabeth Warren understands that. We'll be watching, and that's quite a growth story that you put forth for Frontier. We'll be watching that as well. Thank you so much, Barry.